What do you do when there's no good intro to your video? You give everyone a puppy. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is the first week of May. You are exhausted and I'm here to help if I can. So today's video is actually inspired by a brand new teacher. She's just finishing up her first year and she emailed me about a week ago wondering what she should use in the last month of school. She was considering bringing Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath to her juniors. And I was like, oh, that is a long, sad road to summer vacation at the end of a pandemic year. And so I actually emailed her a bunch of different ideas that she might consider. Not sure what she's gonna do. She didn't email me back yet, but we'll find out. And I thought, man, there's a bunch of us who are wondering what are we going to use for the last few weeks of the school year? And I am here to help you with that because that is what I do and that's what I'm about. So I have about a half dozen lesson ideas, free downloads in every case. I'm gonna switch over the video right now and maybe there's something that you wanna pluck out of there that might help fill a week, 2 weeks, or even a whole month of school. Let's see. All right, up first, let's have kids take those analysis skills that we've honed with literature this year and apply it to real world content like graduation speeches. So celebrities, politicians, comedians are regularly invited to universities to give their commencement addresses around this time of the year. And NPR has done a wonderful job of collecting those onto one website. So you'll want to go first to NPR's Best Commencement Speeches Ever website and scroll through there. It definitely will eat up some time because certainly something will catch your eye as you're going through the list. It's alphabetical by celebrity. And if there's a little icon that's orange and has the video camera, then there's a video with it as well. I would encourage you to have kids choose those. Without the video link, it's just transcript, which could work too if you just need to have something that you print off and give to kids. So after the kids have scrolled through and chosen a celebrity that they're drawn to, and they'll see all kinds of people from all sorts of areas of expertise and walks of life. Generally, my kids are drawn to celebrities that they know. So they'll click on like Amy Poehler or Jim Carrey, Katie Couric. But also you could encourage them to choose an author from something you've read this year. So like there's a Ray Bradbury in there, Elie Wiesel you saw on the screen. Barbara Kingsolver has a speech. So whatever you've got that kind of connects, you can either cull the list and give your kids one or two to choose from, but I just opened it up and I've never had any problems. Everybody can find something that they want to listen to for about 10 or 15 minutes. So they're listening to the speech, and then I like to use this grid here to help them organize their thoughts and help them pay attention to certain things. This one here is a PDF that you can print and have kids write on, but I've also recently updated it with a Google Slide version. So if you downloaded this freebie previously, and you only have the PDF, you're definitely going to want to go back, re-download the item, and then you'll be able to get this Google Drive link so that they can do it online. One commencement address that I think is just top drawer is the one that Jason Reynolds gave to Lesley University, where he works as a professor. He is a noted author of young adult titles, really a phenomenal talent. He's a little bit of a literati now because he's so famous, and this speech kind of shows you why. If you've never heard him speak, this is the one to start with. A link to that speech that lives on YouTube is in this product download, but then I liked the speech so much, and I thought it had so much rhetorical value that I built up some detailed questions, which you can see here. So you can print out that worksheet or post the worksheet into your, password protected Google Classroom or whatever, learning management system you're using. Have kids watch the video, work through the questions, and then talk it through. It is funny. He is so self-aware, but it actually makes a really beautiful, important point that I think really stays with kids. So there's a great one. You can actually start with this one and then see like what an awesome commencement address looks like, and then set them loose to the one that I was just talking about before, where they go choose a second speech to listen to and analyze. Let's say you want something a little meaty and to get kids riled up. Well, this activity is 10 Supreme Court cases that every teen should know. And this is focusing on cases that have come before the United States Supreme Court. So I have a New York Times article that's linked in here, and the author basically details 10 cases and gives kids a thumbnail about what the issue was and how what the court decided. So you can use this as a solo activity where you have individuals just go read the article and then fill out this worksheet that I have. But also in the download, you'll see there's an activity, or there's a version of the activity that you can use in small groups. So if you're in person, you could actually have your class broken up into 10 groups. Give each of the the 10 teams the thumbnail of the particular case they've been assigned, have them research it a bit more, and then like a jigsaw, have them report back on their case as they're taking notes about the other 9 cases while they're listening to the other teams present. It's really powerful. I use this as a supplement whenever I'm teaching To Kill a Mockingbird, but it's actually really good for this time of the year also, just because we're about to set some of these kids free into the world, and it's really good for them to know that they have some rights. They don't have all the rights that adults have, but they do have some rights. Just because you're a minor in the United States doesn't mean that you have no voice and that your perspective is not taken into consideration by the court, because it certainly is. And these 10 cases will get the kids talking about that. Okay, let's say you don't want anything heavy. Oh my gosh, let's stop with that. Let's just do some fun stuff. If you've covered poetry at all, let's not analyze poetry for the last week or two. Let's just make poetry and have some fun. So I have creation stations. There's 5 in this particular series. You've got the blackout, the paint chip, reversal poetry, which has that little half-sheet template as part of a download. Acrostic poetry, you can find acrostics all over online, but I do have a paid product that you can spend $2 on, and you can get the materials for that one, and then the free roll of the dice. All of the creation station instruction sheets are totally free, and you can go to this link right here where you'll find on my blog, in addition to the printables, you'll find a list of supplies that you'll need, and just some advice about how I've run the show in the past. It's just so nice to take a break from the heavy and let kids let their creativity flow. And it does not have to be a lot of grading for you. What I generally do with this, because there are 5 stations, I have the kids do their 5 pieces, choose the one they like most, staple it to the top of their pile. They give it to me. I read the top one and I give them feedback, and then I give them the whole packet back, but I don't grade it at all. Grading creative works has always been kind of crunchy for me, so I just choose not to. But I do give them feedback. What does it remind me of? What do I like about it? What's working for me? What does it remind me of from earlier in the academic year? Just whatever pops into my mind. It probably takes me 2 minutes just to look over that poem, give some feedback, and the kids really like having an audience. We then sometimes make a bulletin board in the back of the room with those final pieces, which is really cool. Another poetry creation piece, also another freebie in my store, is How to Haiku. I don't make this one an actual station, although you could make it a 6th station. It's just that this one doesn't take as long as the others do. I mean, haiku's super short, right? 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. We got it. This worksheet, though, I like to use whenever I need like 20 minutes of quiet while the kids are working so I can conference with individuals. So what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, we're doing the How to Haiku. It shows a model at the top, a couple models actually, and then I have these nature photos actually scrolling on my projection screen behind me. This download will have those photos in it. You could supplement this and have more, and you could have like a haiku half hour where like every 5 minutes a new nature photo comes up and they have to write a new haiku. Just get creative and have a good time with it. All right, this poetry activity is definitely a focus one. So this I would not use as a station because it's going to take a little bit more brain power, and it might be a day or even a 2-day activity depending on your schedule. So the New York Times for about a decade ran a found poetry contest for high school students, and at that link right there, you can get all kinds of information from my blog about it. And then I have this printable where basically what the kids do is they find an article on the New York Times that speaks to them, and then they create a poem on that topic using only words and phrases from the article itself. And so you can see this New York Times article about the death of Amy Winehouse, and then the poem that a high school student, Epiphany Jones, built on it. It is really, really cool stuff. And so the New York Times, I don't think they did it this year. I couldn't find it on their site. So maybe with COVID, they put a pause button on it, but there's no reason why you have to put a pause button. Found poetry is really cool stuff. It gets the kids working with informational text and reading a whole bunch more than they realize as they're in search of their poetic goodness. Okay, staying with this poetry stuff for a little bit more. Maybe you want to continue the fun stuff and you want to use poetry as inspiration to do great stuff for the people that they love, the adults in their lives. So I have a free, it's called Mother's Day, but it really could be a poem card that you're making for any maternal figure in your life. And then I built the companion piece for Father's Day or any paternal figure. Basically, the kids pick one of these poems, they write it on the inside of the card, and then they mandala, art style color in the front of the card. So the kids have something tangible they can take home to share with their parents, and they've actually read over quite a few little poems as they're choosing the one that speaks most closely to them. And then, hey, if they don't like any of the ones that I've pre-selected, have them go find another one. Poets.org, and there's Poetry Foundation. There's all kinds of websites that can help them find words that help them, express themselves. So, whoa, that's a lot going on right there. Those lessons could fill a couple of weeks just like that. But I actually have these and a few others, and some are paid at this website. This is a link to my blog where you can find a whole bunch of other things that I love to use this late in the year that keep kids focused and working, but actually just let us take the foot off the gas just a little bit. Okay, so the links to everything I was just talking about are down in the description bar. So head on down there to help yourself to those free downloads. Teachers, if you don't think you'll be able to use all of these resources, because I know there's a lot, do me a favor and share the wealth. Please share this video link with your other teacher friends. Maybe send in a department-wide email saying, hey, junior levels are going to grab the graduation speech analysis, but maybe freshman and sophomore levels, you guys want to chop up these poetry resources that this crazy lady on YouTube is talking about, and send out that email and be the hero for the day. Students, if you're still with me here on the channel, which one of these looks the coolest to you? Which would you want to do in English class next week? And you know what? You could send the video link to your English teacher too. Okay, that's it for this time. I hope this helps us increase the fun and make the days go faster as we slide into summer vacation. As always, share, subscribe, comment, be part of my community. I'm really glad you're here. I'll see you guys next time.